Greetings, everyone. In this video, I want to talk to you about the role and importance of jobs. Because I grew up with the philosophy, and I'm guessing many of you watching this also grew up with the philosophy of follow your dreams, follow your passions, follow your heart, and the money will come. But the reality is, if we're all doing things that we love to do, if we're all, going to parties, we're party organizers, event organizers, and we're all Instagram influencers and YouTube celebrities, who's going to be doing all the work that nobody wants to do, but society needs so that we can move forward? Who's going to build and maintain the infrastructure like roads, highways, buildings? Who's going to maintain the electric grids and the sewage systems? Who's going to do all this work that isn't glamorous, but we need? You can see the aftermath. You can see the effects of this philosophy of follow your dreams, follow your passions, and the money will come. You can see that in modern day America, in the United States, where our infrastructure is collapsing. Our job market isn't doing so well. There isn't enough skilled labor to meet the needs of our current labor market. That's why we're having inflation in the housing market. That's why we're having inflation all across the board. Is because we're taking so much from the system. More people are on welfare or depending on government assistance, and fewer people are giving back to society in the ways that it needs. It's not about passion. And I'll get to that, okay? Because passion is important, but not in the way that we're talking about. We need people to fill these roles. And we need to start understanding that jobs aren't supposed to be fun vacations of enjoyable bliss. Sometimes they can be. Sometimes a job, if you're lucky, I feel like I'm very lucky. I really love what I do, but I don't think that's a reality for most people. I've had to struggle a lot to be able to build this path that I'm on. I've sacrificed a lot of years and been through a lot of difficult times to be able to get to where I'm at, and it's finally paying off. But even then, I'm not doing something that like where I'm in La La Land. I'm still working really hard, and I'm doing things that people really need. Okay, so there's some criteria that I would, take into consideration. I think people should start taking into consideration. It's like, okay, forget for a second what you're passionate about and start seeing a job a little bit differently. Instead of seeing it as something that's supposed to fulfill you in the heart and fulfill your passion for life, maybe a job should fit the role of bringing in money first. All the other stuff, passions and all that, that's just ways to improve and refine your experience of a job. And that can come later on in your career path when you have more options, more opportunities, and more freedom to pick what you want to do. But I think a good place to start is, how much money am I going to get paid for giving up an hour of my life, or a week, or a month of my life? How much is that worth to me? Because at the end of the day, that's what's going to happen, right? A job is something that probably people don't want to do. That's hard to do. That is stressful to do. That's why you get paid to do it. Otherwise, you'd be paying someone to do the job. So forget all the other stuff and just see, okay, can I do this job? Am I capable of doing it? Is it worth the money I'm being paid to give up time in my life? Because when you meet those two criteria, when you say, okay, I'm capable and competent to do this job, and it pays, it helps me, pay my bills, and helps me save money, helps set me up for my future, then, believe it or not, you might just get passionate about it. You might just start enjoying it. This is what I've noticed. Like when I do things I'm passionate about, I can't expect to make money off of it because I'm sure other people are passionate about it too. It's probably their hobby. I love playing music. I love, playing tennis. But if I'm going to make money being a professional tennis player or a professional musician, not only do I probably have to be one of the most talented and hardworking people in that field, I just have to be lucky. And there will be plenty of people competing for that. Okay? The chances of me making even a decent lower income salary from becoming a professional musician or a professional athlete is so difficult. I could probably make more money working at a Wendy's or a McDonald's if I worked full time. Because that job isn't really in demand. And it's not a fun job. But it meets the needs of society. Now here's the thing. Okay? When I do things I'm passionate about, I want to do them in a certain way. Right? I want to be able to pick, like if I'm playing music, I want to be able to pick where I'm playing it. I want to be in a nice studio. I want my instruments set up in a proper way, and I want to be able to enjoy it with my friends. Am I going to get paid to do that? No, I'm probably going to have to pay somebody to do that. Right? So when I put the stress of having to make money doing what I love, I start hating and disliking and just getting burnt out from what I used to love. And that's what happened to me with music. I was trying to be a professional musician, and I was like, this is not working out. And I just started hating music. I love music. And I lost that part of myself for a while because I was trying to make money off of it. But now on the flip side, if I do something that I'm competent in, and it's not like I hate it and it just goes against my morality or stuff. It's just a job, okay? It's just a boring, tedious job, but I'm capable, I'm competent in it. If I see that I'm learning in that job, like I'm getting better at it, and it's helping me meet my financial needs, I start liking that job. I start enjoying what I'm doing. I start focusing because I realize, wow, this is really meeting my needs. It's not like a love, it's not like a passion, like, oh yeah, I'm so fulfilled from this amazing job. But it's more like a focus, like this job gets me things I need and gets me where I need to get going. So I'm focused, I'm committed, I'm ready to give here. Do you see how that simple shift of priorities, of allocating values and time can change everything to your outlook? That's why I firmly believe, and this is not always the case, there's always a middle ground too, but in most cases, yeah, there's what you love to do, your hobbies, your passions, and then there's your job. There's work. It's not going to be fun. Don't expect it to be fun. And when you do that, when you take that expectation off of a job, that it should be fun, that you should be treated fairly and equally, and it should be a great La La Land experience for you, when you get rid of those expectations, you actually might enjoy it. You actually might get through the day being like, that was not a bad day. I'm going to go do what I love now because I have the money and the time and I don't have to stress. Guys, I hope that this video helped you. I'm going to end on one last thing. Yeah. I do what I love. Okay. I actually found a job that I love, but I had to make it for myself. I'm a therapist. I'm a different kind of therapist. I'm very much like a physiotherapist, but I do things that are a little bit more in depth than what a physical therapist does. And I use different techniques that are not necessarily understood by Western medicine and or even just neuromuscular therapy in general. But, I'm emerging into this field, and it was a field that I got into because I was passionate about wellness. I was passionate about first getting my health on track and then helping others do that. But for the first, I'd say 8 years of following that path, I had very little success. I had jobs, but they paid chum change, and the hours were not what I needed to be able to have a lifestyle that, that would help me thrive. If I had pursued only jobs that were in yoga or in music, I don't think I'd be very successful today. I've had to find a niche. And I think I got very lucky because I am very good at what I do. I am one of the best people in the world at hands-on body therapy, body alignment, neuromuscular alignment, and rehabilitation. I'm one of the best in the world. And I'm also lucky. And I've also really had to position myself in the market in a specific way and build my clientele over many years to be able to say now that I have a decent income and I can do whatever I want and travel wherever I want and make my own hours as well. But that took many years and a lot of luck and a lot of determination. I don't think most people would have been able to persist on the path that I did. I'd say probably 99.99% would just give up. So I'd say, if you are one of those rare few that's like, you know what, I am going to do this thing I'm passionate about, don't do it because you're passionate about it. If you're passionate about it, do it anyway in your life. You don't have to make money off of it. But if you're going to pursue what you're passionate about as a career, you better be one of the best people in the world at what you do. You better be the best person in the world at what you do. And even then, you got to know your chances are slim. You want to be in the NBA? You better be a damn good basketball player. You better do everything you need to succeed. You better dot your I's and cross your T's, be nice to the right people, shake the right hands, have the right image, and maybe then if you're tall enough and skilled enough, you'll get in. So I'm not saying it's impossible to make a career doing what you love or what you're passionate about. But there's a balance that needs to be achieved. And you're going to find it naturally, okay? Because if you pursue a job doing what you're passionate about, you're not always going to enjoy what you have to do in that job. And it might burn you out. You may not be as passionate about music or basketball or whatever it is. And at the same time, if you do something that does make you money consistently, that helps you live a good lifestyle and plan and build for your future, then you might just start enjoying it, even if it's the most monotonous, random thing ever. All right, so guys, just food for thought. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Many blessings.